had was food stamps. We didn't have any money, but we had food stamps. I think $35 a month of food stamps.
Wow.
So we would buy, so there were two things I did with food stamps. One was make beer every week because you could get the ingredients with food stamps. And the other thing was, we had to pay the rent. And so there was this bar, this psychedelic bar called Ostrinsky's, where you go there and they dump acid in the beer and they just pass it around and everybody would be, woo, you know. Anyway, on Wednesdays they weren't getting any business, and so they said, why don't you come and make dinners, and then people will come and eat the dinners and they'll buy beer. So I got all the ingredients for the spaghetti dinners with the food stamps, and we did it every week, and you got was it $1.50 for a spaghetti dinner? Jody and I would make it all day, and then we would, voila, pay the rent.
Wow.
And that's how life should be. That's simple.
And this was in Miranda?
Well, no, I lived in Miranda for about a year, and then I broke up with the person I was with, or he broke up with me. Something happened. Anyway, we were living down at Twin Trees, and it was a big house with 4 bedrooms, and so there were 4 people, you know, and Jody and I had one, and Roger Clark had another one, and Sue, I forget her last name now, but she was there, and that's where we made the spaghetti and the beer.
Right, because you couldn't buy beer, but you could buy the ingredients.
Exactly. Food
Right.
stamps didn't work for beer.
Yeah.
So I had a great big thing, and every week there'd be beer, and you know, I got those bottles. You know, they don't take them back. You know, Anyway, and I got a metal a cap thing. You know, it's a metal thing. You put the caps on the bottles, and we filled them up with beer and capped them.
Was it good beer?
After
Good
3
enough?
days, the yeast would settle to the bottom, and then you could start drinking it. I mean, it was alcoholic.
Yeah. So it was good.
I mean, you know, you're supposed to let beer age a little while, but we just waited for it to clear up when the yeast would fall.
Yeah,
How
that's
much a bottle of
amazing.
beer?
How much? What do you
Did
mean?
you sell a bottle of beer for?
Oh, we didn't sell it. We drank it.
Spaghetti was for rent money.
The spaghetti was for the rent.
That's great. That's great. Yeah.
And then, I guess, Jody and I moved up to Salmon Creek for the winter to take care of somebody's place while they went off to a tropical paradise on account of they had money. They were trust fund people, you know. So we did that for a while, and then I got pregnant, and then we moved here to the house that burned down,
Right.
and that
Wow.
was that.
And that was 74. that you moved?
74.
What are the stories about LSD and spaghetti about?
Yeah, when did you start putting the mushrooms in the spaghetti?
No, the spaghetti. Oh, but one time, oh my goodness. Who was it that sent us that joint? We got this joint in the mail. And, you know, there wasn't a lot of pot around then.
Oh, wow.
There wasn't, you know, and we were trying to grow it on the roof or something, you know. But anyway, sent this, and it was the day that we were supposed to make spaghetti on Wednesday, but Jody and I thought, oh, we can cook still. So we smoked the joint, and it had been soaked in animal tranquilizer or something.
Wow.
And we couldn't stand
Oh,
up.
my God.
There were all these people.
Waiting for their spaghetti.
We're like crawling around on the floor. Somehow we got it together. And then people started getting tired of spaghetti. Every week it was spaghetti. So then, let's see, we were living, what was his name? I can't remember anybody's name anymore on account of I'm 80 years old. But anyway, he said, let's have a Jewish dinner. So he came down and we had kugel and we had all kinds of, you know, stuff like that. And then I made some Indian dinners. You know, spaghetti was the easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that from personal experience in my home.
Yeah.
When did people start growing weed around here? What was that about?
Well, everybody was growing weed, but it wasn't any good. I mean, they'd get the seeds out of the Mexican and stick it in a flower pot, and nobody could wait for it to. I mean, we didn't even know about, you know, keeping the males away or letting it get flowers, for goodness sake. We'd never seen it with flowers.
Right.
It just grew a little bit and we'd roll it up and smoke it. You know.
Couldn't wait for it to grow into the big plants of the 90s.
Well, when did it start getting good? When was the shift? When those strains started getting good, or was it? When did it turn into more of a commercial
My
thing?
goodness.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I remember. But, you know, it was a while. It was a few years. I think people went to, you know, they went to India or Tibet or one of those kind of places, and they got indica, and they came back. And then, of course, we knew about sensimilla on account of Panama Red Thai sticks. That was the first sensimilla I ever saw was Thai sticks. And they were all little sticks and rocks and everything.
They were really still.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where we learned about that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What years were you seeing those Thai sticks? When did you start seeing those around?
Oh, right away. 1970.
Wow.
I mean, I guess, no, my first time I bought any weed was Panama Red. I mean, after I came here. And then the Thai sticks, I don't know, pretty soon, you know, a year or so. It's kind of hard to remember that. It was over 50 years ago, for goodness sake. It was more than half my life ago.
Yeah, that's so cool. So a lot of psychedelics around here back then?
Well, when I was living in the Twin Trees down there and we were making the spaghetti, we took LSD about every second or third night, you know, and then we'd come down and have a grilled cheese sandwich and have a naked swim in the river, you know, and maybe shop for, you know, and then more LSD.
Right.
So, I mean, I took enough LSD to kill a horse.
Yeah. Or to expand your consciousness to this point.
I think it was to tolerate my situation.
Yeah.
Now, supposedly, Tim Leary gave his brain to science, and they sliced it up, and it was pretty normal. Your brain seems pretty normal. You're 80, and you have all your functions, as much as anybody
That's
else.
what my doctor told me yesterday. I had to draw a clock and put all the numbers in it and everything. And
Really?
yeah,
Just
if
like
you're on
President
Medicare, you're supposed to have an examination once a year that includes specified
Cognitive
things. And one of them is you're supposed to. The one thing I couldn't do very well is they give you 5 words to remember, which, you know, I managed to do that, but then they ask you again after.
Oh, right.
You know.
That's what Trump was so proud of himself. Remember, he kept repeating his words. Yeah, he got the test, and that was how he was trying to prove how he's so
How smart he is.
yeah, smart and not sick he is. But I remembered my 5 words.
You did.
Well, he
Oh,
did.
he did, yeah. He remembered his 5 words. Yeah.
Are you getting too much sun in your face, honey?
Yeah, but that's okay. I need
Yeah,
a
it's
suntan.
warm today.
Shift.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks for sharing with us, Nella.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, really
So
awesome.
wealth
I
of
mean, there's a
stories.
lot more because it
Yeah.
was, you know, it was 50 years, but I think maybe I'm done for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to